So this is a topic I have been given to cover for my topic portfolio, which is intersection of ducting and pipework, which lies within surface geometry, which is part of applied graphics within the DCG Leaving Cert syllabus. So this is just my introduction, and in this introduction, in this slide, I just discussed the position of applied graphics within the DCG Leaving Cert syllabus, position of surface geometry within applied graphics. I've also gone to discuss the importance of applied graphics and its relationship with other areas, such as other areas of the DCC syllabus and other areas and other subjects. I also included the learning outcomes for this for applied graphics, which students will need to reach in order to succeed in this topic. I've then gone on to motivation. In this slide, I've mainly looked at how to motivate students into learning applied graphics. So I really thought that it would be of huge benefit by linking applied graphics situations back to real life and back to daily lives of the students, which can really get them enthralled in the topic and really get them motivated to learn more about it. And because, as we know, applied graphics really draws on concepts from the real world around us, which can be a huge benefit to the students. Down here in the bottom left, I've just discussed some Jeff Petty's pedagogical approaches, which he discusses reward for reinforcement for learning. And this just kind of discusses how by providing some reinforcement for students for doing well, it can give them some better self-belief, which can then lead them to be motivated a bit better, which in turn leads to better engagement, overall engagement in the topic. Then in my next slides, I've just discussed prior knowledge of the students' key principles. So I've just discussed the junior cycle stuff they would have learned in the junior cycle, such as basic constructions and just basic drawing skills that they would have developed. I've also discussed 2D graphics and 3D graphics, which students would have been learning prior to this, because as we know, in applied graphics, this draws from concepts from 2D and 3D graphics. They also would have information from other subjects such as English, where they could use English to enhance their ability to understand keywords and meanings and definitions, and also maths, where they would be using formulas and constructions and dimensions. In my next slide, then I have just discussed the different parts of applied graphics, so such as dynamic mechanism, structural form, geological geometry, surface geometry, and assemblies. These are the 5 strands of applied graphics. And as we know, students have the option between these 5, and I've just discussed briefly what each of these are. And then the last slide of key principles, I've just discussed what are the key principles of my topic, intersecting pipework and ductwork. And I just kind of found that the main principles would be developments and intersection of solids, which is all really this topic encounters really. So for students to kind of succeed in that, they just need a very good knowledge on these 2 areas. But as well as this, they can also need some key principles in basic constructions and other things like dihedral angles and just their basic drawing skills as well. Anticipated difficulties then. So just briefly, the main difficulty I thought students would encounter when completing this would be their ability to visualize objects, because as we know, students are just usually given something in a 2D form in an orthographic, and they're asked to do constructions on this without a full idea of the concepts behind this. And with good visualization skills, they can develop the ability to understand these concepts far better by being able to visualize the 3D object in their head. Then just my resource development. Like I said earlier, visualization is a big difficulty that they have. So to alleviate this, maybe some spatial awareness activities they could complete. As well as this, I've also discussed that a difficulty that they may encounter is creating the developments of the cut surfaces and the intersecting surfaces, which is probably the main part of this topic. And just by alleviating this difficulty, they could have some huge success in this topic. So the first resource I have created here is just a little activity sheet showing these complicated 2D graphics, orthographic graphics, where students will be asked to create a 3D drawing of these here down at the bottom right. And I feel this would really boost their ability to see things in create a mental image of a 3D object or a component, um, which will really help with their spatial awareness and their visualization skills. And then just for my resource too, I've just created a video to help students through creating a development, especially with an intersecting surface like that, which can be quite tricky and complicated. For my assessment, I've created this little duct. It's two pipes or ducts joining together, and the students are just asked to create a development of A and show the partial development of B. Um, so this can really be a huge benefit to the students, because at the end of this, they would have challenged their ability to create a development of A and also the partial development of B. This really incorporates their visualization skills and being able to see what this should look like. As well as this, there is nothing too frustrating that can really demoralize a student when trying to complete this, but it also has huge benefits behind it in helping the students. And down here, I just have the completed answer of it, which is my grading rubrics here of what each is going to work. So I've made sure to incorporate the neat and tidy presentation of work worth 10 marks, which can be a huge benefit to students and to anyone correcting. It just gives them it's far easier to correct neater and tidier work, and it's far easier to work on neat and tidier work. Um, and that concludes what I have in my top portfolio for intersection of ducting and pipework.